So who has a better man bun, you or Ricky Rubio?
Oh. I think his one's cleaner. He washes his hair a lot more than me, to be honest. Probably.
Sorry, Nick, you go with the questions.
Carry on. Let's start.
Stephen, you were asked this last night, but talk about how you adjust to how the refs call a game, whether that's from game to game or in the game, without putting any blame on anybody. I just want to know how you know how to be physical and how you have to adjust going forward.
Yeah, it's just well, you just got to feel it out. Kind of most of the refs, like, they're good refs, and they'll kind of explain to you as you're doing the action. So they'll tell you, like, oh, less hands, like, while you're playing defense. So you just pick up on those and whatnot. So I mean, those, yeah. If there's just any sort of communication between the ref and the player, the game runs a lot smoother, just in general. It's just, I mean, there's common knowledge, obviously. Yeah, because it's just all about having just a nice, good game of basketball. So, and every ref is different. They see it differently than any other ref. So you just got to see what they, just see what they see.
Do you find it to be pretty consistent with refs? Like, if you see, okay, this guy's ref at a game, do you have a pretty good idea? Okay, this is what I'm going to get as far as calls, knowing this guy.
Yeah, it's hard to kind of say, like, what particular, like, specific calls you're gonna get. I don't think it's that. I think it's just more kind of like the feel, and like, say it's postseason now, it's playoffs, so it's just like, oh yeah, they're gonna let us bump a little bit. Does that make sense? So, like, it's just, you know, the stuff that, the little ticky-tack stuff that you usually get, I don't think you'll get in postseason. That's just from me. From them, it's probably completely different. But that's just, sorry, mate. Yeah, but that's just from me, my perspective.
Stephen,
which is probably wrong.
Sorry, sir. Noticed you were doing some cupping last night. What's that do for you?
The details of it?
Well, I mean, I know there are different reasons people can do it, but muscle relaxation and people do it for blood stuff. I mean, I'm just wondering what effect, positive effects that have
we'll
for
go
you
with
when
muscle
you're doing
relaxation. Yeah, we'll go for that.
Is it for the shoulder?
No, it's...
Stephen,
Oh, mate. No, not disclosing any of that information. I'm fine.
in a series like this, when you know that pace is so important, how does that affect your game, and what do you have to do in order to keep that pace up?
How does it affect my game?
Yeah,
what,
just knowing that you guys need to, yes.
Also, well, we're a high-paced team.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, and what I mean by that, obviously, like, we have, like, rust and stuff, and that obviously makes it like the game fast. But pace, that doesn't mean you have to be fast. Pace with the pass and pace that still comes under it. You know, it's just the rhythm that and the tempo that the team is playing at. That's what you got to get to. How it affects my game, I mean, it's just normal stuff. I just make the adjustment. Yeah, just happy to be involved, to be honest.
Mello mentioned.
What does it do when a guard that you're defending against can change his pace when he's coming off of that pick and roll?
What does it do for me?
What does it do to the defense when a guard can change his pace?
Well, it's just discipline stuff. If you're talking about defensively.
When you're defending a guard and he can change his pace coming off of a pick or something.
Yeah, it's just discipline stuff from there. Obviously, it's just like another. You know, it's tough. Don't get me wrong. It's tough to go against. Obviously, it's easier if you just have like a straight driver who knows just flying off the screen, because then you know what's coming. With the dudes that change gears all the time, it's just one of those things that you can't really anticipate what they're doing, which can then put you a step behind. So that's the most dangerous part. But I mean, there's a lot of guards that do it. So you kind of, it is tougher, but you know, I mean, it's just tough anyway, I guess. Does that make sense? I don't know.
In regard to Mitchell, have you seen some of that from him, or what have you seen from him that makes him difficult, particularly when he's getting downhill and he's getting to the rim against you guys?
So when he's coming downhill?
Yeah, when he's coming downhill, have you seen some of that change of pace from him in terms of, you know, coming off the screen and getting downhill?
Yes. So before he even gets downhill, you're talking about when he comes off the screen. So his ability to get enough space to go downhill?
Do you see that? Yeah, no, I'm talking about like the change of pace, like the hesitation or the change in speeds that he has. Have you seen any of that?
Seen any of that with any other player?
With him.
Oh, with him? Yeah, I mean, he does it. He does it, like, but it's not like as, say, put it this way, so like you got someone like Chris Paul, who his change of speed is, that's all he does every single time. You know what I mean? Because he manipulates it as well. Same with Rondo. Rondo does the same. speed comes off really hot, stops, surveys, we call it probing, stuff like that. So I think them, I'd say more hesitation and change of speed with them. But Mitchell, he's just, from what I've seen so far, it just comes off the screen. He's really, he changes directions fast. It ain't that probing kind of, it's a little bit different. Same but different.
Melo mentioned last night after the game that defensively he thought you guys were caught out of position a few times. Is that something that you saw as well?
Yeah. Did he specify where?
He didn't specify.
Oh, okay. Just saying that we're out of position?
Yeah, I think he meant that it was kind of a general trend throughout the night that they caught you out of position. I think that was the implication of what he said.
Yeah. They got, I don't know how many points they scored in paint, but I know that they got a lot of layups, especially in transition and whatnot. Jerebko got a couple layups. That's, no offense to him, mate, but come on. You can't let that happen, mate. Stuff like that, them cutting to the rim and stuff. That is position stuff, like out of position. But it's just an awareness as well on your backside, because obviously the defensive player's looking to help ball side. Then you have the weak side cutters, so it's just that awareness. Position probably. I agree.
Was that one of the reasons for the struggles on the defensive glass?
For the position stuff?
Yeah, just like
it
the
does.
rotational box outs are tougher.
It does go into it, but then at the end of the day, mate, it's just being smart about boxing out. What I mean about smart box out, it ain't so much about hitting a guy and then driving him. It's the direction of the drive. Does that make sense? Because there's no point if you're under the rim just hitting him and trying to drive him back out that way. By the time the ball hits the rim, you don't have enough time. You probably gained half a step. Whereas if you drive them towards baseline, behind the backboard, there's 3% chance you might get the board, So just playing those sorts of games. I think it comes down to more of that rather than this rotational stuff. And don't get me wrong, rotational stuff, that does happen, but majority of it, I think, is just what I mentioned first.
They get another 50.
Hurt you guys on the board.
More.
Favors hurt you guys on the board last night.
Yeah.
You're usually out there with Gobert, not so much with Favors. But is Favors, when it comes to blocking out or keeping them off the board, is Favors as tough as Gobert?
But they're two different players. One uses length and is just as sheer size, which just means, so for me, strategy-wise, I got to box him out a bit further than I normally would, a normal size big, I guess. But yeah, Favors is different. He really does his work early, almost like a Zach Randolph. Zach Randolph does his work really early. That's why he gets really good positioning. I feel like Favors does the same. He has a good timing for when his players are going to shoot, and then he also has a really good base. So the bigs with really good base, it's really tough to box him out and drive him out. So once he establishes himself, it's pretty tough from there. So it's kind of different, but they still, pose a threat.
Stephen, how's your hand, wrist? How are you health-wise?
I'm fine. Guys, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm good.
Did you?
Yeah, I'm playing fun. Definitely
Did you see?
Last one for Steven.
You see Rudy Gobert's shoes the other night by any chance?
No.
I think it was One Piece, the anime show.
Oh, good on him. I hate him though. But
Thanks, Steven.
but whatever. I like One Piece.